Hey guys, it's Mark here with CarAudioFabrication. So you can see we have our big panel here for our amp rack. It's all nice and smooth now. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how I actually got to this point, how I applied the body filler. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I do these how-to videos all the time. Please like this video and find me on Facebook and like my Facebook. It's facebook.com/CarAudioFabrication. Alright guys, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and begin here. You can see I have my fiberglass shell. Now if you haven't seen how I actually made the fiberglass shell, go ahead and click that link in the upper left hand corner. It'll take you to a video to show you how I did it. But anyway, what I'm doing here is basically just removing all the sharp edges of the fiberglass on the actual edges of the fiberglass shell. Now I want to point out, if your fiberglass resin didn't lay down perfectly, you're going to want to go ahead and sand the actual surface itself as well. You're going to do this until you get a nice smooth surface, as doing the sanding right now will ultimately lead to less work once you're applying the body filler. Here you can now see that we have our surface nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and scoop out the body filler. Now I mentioned in a previous video that I actually save hotel cards for spreaders when I travel. But here you can see I'm getting out the body filler. And what I'm going to do next is I basically take my hardener, and since I have a nice pool of the body filler, I'll just go ahead and make a line of the actual hardener across. I've learned that this is basically a good ratio to go with. Across there, I just go ahead and start spreading it. And what I'm doing here, if you kind of notice my hand motion, I go back and forth and then I net it out onto the cardboard. Again, back and forth, then net it out. And you're going to want to do this until you get a nice green consistent. Now I should have mentioned earlier, I'm actually using Rage Gold, which is an Evercoat product, which I find to be very, very effective at sanding. If anyone's ever told you that they've had a ton of issues doing fiberglass work, it's because, with the sanding and the time, it's because they weren't using Rage Gold. This stuff really cuts down on the time. It's a little bit more expensive, but trust me, you need to buy Rage Gold. I can't say it enough. Alright, so anyway, once I got a good mix going, you can see, I gotta go check my camera here, but I'm gonna go ahead and start applying it. Let's go ahead and check out the other camera view. Now note that as I'm applying this, I'm making sure that I push down with a lot of pressure to basically make it nice and smooth. Not too much pressure, but you want to kind of just paint this on in a way and go for nice, even, consistent coverage. Alright, now once you've applied a full layer, you're going to obviously start sanding. Now let's talk a little bit about sanding. First of all, you're going to want to sand in what's called the green stage. What that means is you're not going to want to let your body filler dry overnight. You're actually going to want to let it kind of only cure for about, 20 minutes to a half an hour. And you're going to test it with your sandpaper. And the second that it starts sanding without feeling like a liquid, you're going to want to start going to town on sanding it. Now you can see I'm sanding in a crosshatch pattern. What that means is I kind of make an X back and forth. Now the advantage of doing that crosshatch pattern is that you actually ended up with a much more level surface. So ultimately you're going to keep sanding your panel until you have a nice smooth surface. Now also note that you can let the body filler talk to you. In a darker spot, that means that you kind of need to sand down more to actually impact the body filler, whereas in a light spot, you have enough. Now note, you might have to do 2 coats when you're first learning this, but in my case, I was able to get away with just 1, and you'll see the panel in the next video. So here we have it, our very nice, smooth trim panel. Got it nice and smooth and ready for vinyl. Alright, so that's a wrap for this video. You can see we've got it nice and smooth. Now I'll tell you why you need to subscribe and stay tuned into my channel. In the next video, you may have noticed that trim ring that I had around this. It's got the nice kind of hexagonal shape. That I'm actually putting an insert template on with plexiglass. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I actually router plexiglass and some little edgelet trim secrets I use. So you guys need to stay tuned in. Alright guys, take care.